Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Alan Slack from the Superflex, and today I'm going to be giving you my 5 favorite plays on this weekend's NFL Sunday slate. I'm going to be locking these in on Dabble, and if you guys haven't signed up for Dabble yet, use the code the Superflex, and they'll give you 25 free dollars, no deposit necessary. Our first pick is Bucky Irving to go over 68.5 rushing yards. Bucky has hit this in the last 3 games, and last week, obviously, he hit it very easily, doubled that number, in fact. And if you look at these defenses, not necessarily the 49ers, but the Giants and the Panthers, they are both in the bottom 4 against the run, and that's what helped Bucky hit these numbers. And then you look at the game script of these games. I know this one looks close, but for most of that game, the Buccaneers were ahead, and the Panthers made a late push to help tie that game up, and then it went to overtime. Buccaneers eventually won. Irving has won this backfield over from Rachaad White, and that was evident last week. Irving had 25 touches on the ground to Rachaad White's 11. He's been the more efficient back pretty much all year. It really wasn't much of a competition. White obviously was famously inefficient last year and still found a way to be the RB2 in touches. Any competition was going to take stuff away from him, but Bucky Irving has played really well. And I just like this line a lot in a game where the Buccaneers should be up by a lot. They should be in control of this game, and they're going to be running the ball for most of the second half. Our second pick is Drake London to go over 5.5 receptions. He's hit this number in 8 of 12 games last week, and it's no secret that Kirk Cousins hasn't been playing his best football, but this week is a different week because he's going up against the Vikings, who didn't give him an extension last offseason, so we got a revenge game, and the Vikings are the worst defense against wide receivers. If you look at this game here, where he had 9 receptions against the Chargers, he had 16 targets in that game, so it's clear that Kirk's trying to get him the ball. And if they're going to be behind, which the spread of -5.5 for the Vikings suggests, they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. And what better defense to do it against than the Minnesota Vikings? Third pick is Jauan Jennings to go over 55.5 receiving yards. Jennings has hit this number in 3 of his last 4 games, and this week there's not going to be any Christian McCaffrey. He's out for the year. No Jordan Mason as well, so I kind of expect them to rely on the pass more than they have these last couple of weeks, because I don't think Isaac Guerrero can handle a CMC-sized workload or even a Jordan Mason-sized workload. He's a little undersized. Jennings has been a really good wide receiver, too, for the 49ers this year. And if you look at the Bears defense, they are 4th best against wide receivers, which is a little scary. But if you dive a little deeper, wide receiver 2s have some more success. Recently, Jordan Addison had 163 yards against them, and Christian Watson had 150. So it makes this 55-yard line look a little easier to reach. Pick is Calvin Ridley to go over 67.5 receiving yards. As you can see here, he's only hit it in 5 out of 12 games this year, but over the last 5, he's hit it 3 times. And a big factor in that is DeAndre Hopkins getting traded at the deadline to the Kansas City Chiefs. It certainly opened up more targets for him. And recently, Will Levis has looked like he knows how to play football, which he really didn't at the beginning of the season. Jacksonville's the 3rd worst defense against wide receivers, ranked 30th. And this is sort of a revenge game for Calvin Ridley after playing there last year and not getting a contract extension. So I expect him to hit this number. Fifth and final pick is David Moore to get over 3.5 receptions. Some of you who are watching don't even know who David Moore is, but he's filling in as the wide receiver 3 with Jalen Coker, the rookie, out. In a game against Philadelphia where they're going to have to be throwing the ball because they're going to be clearly losing by a lot, I think David Moore hitting this number is going to be very achievable. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got 19 targets, and as you can see below right here, he's had 6 and 5 receptions in those games. They're not going to be as competitive in these games as they were in the last 2, so they're going to have to throw the ball more, and it's going to lead to David Moore hitting this number very easily. Off, I'm going to give you guys a quick reminder. This is sports betting. It is a gamble. We're not going to go 5 for 5 every day. We're not going to make $1 million in one day on sports betting. But if you follow the trends and you stick with the program, you're going to be profitable in the long term, which is the most important thing. And for those that haven't signed up for Dabble yet, make sure you sign up using the code the Superflex, and you're going to get 25 free dollars to bet with. It's a great deal, and you're not going to get it anywhere else. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.